Good day, friends. Today I am here with another one of the MMD question, which is basically for the phase two guys. That is the difference between water tube boiler and smoke tube boiler. So generally they are asking about the 10 points. So in this one, I am going to describe this plus the various types of smoke tube boiler and water tube boiler, which is utilized in the shipping purpose. So we will discuss that part also. Now, here in this diagram, I will explain you basically how the both boilers different as per the construction wise. And if you understand this, this is something which is kept in your mind. Okay, so here you can see this is water tube boiler. So first thing you can see here, water is inside the tube. This is something which is water coming in here and then rising up and then going it out, and the steam outlet is there. And this is the furnace area where the flue gas is being generated, and the flue gas will pass through these tubes and then the hot gases are out. So this is something which is uptake. So this is the main construction of water tube. And when we see the fire tube boiler, here we can see the furnace is there, and the flue gases are generated, and the flue gases are passing through the tubes, and then finally these flue gases are going out. Okay, so hot gases are out, and in this one we have the water is outside the tube, and it is like a tank, completely tank, and water is completely filled up, and the steam will be generated and that will be taken out. So this is something which is the fire tube boiler. Water tube boiler, basically on board ship, we have on tankers where the low demand and high for the COPTs, and the pressure is approximately 16 to 22, 25 bar. But when we talk about the fire tube boiler, this is something which is utilized for the bulk carriers. Sometimes you will see on the containers also. So this is for the low and medium pressure part. Okay. So in shipping purpose, if you see, it is something which is approximately 5 bar to 10, 12 bar. That's it. So the purpose of the fire tube boiler in the shipping field is limited up to this. So another slides we will see further how the things goes on. Here water tube boiler, it is water is inside the tube. So many small diameter tubes are fitted as I have shown you in the previous figure, and pressure is distributed across a smaller surface area. Okay, so the pressure is there inside the tubes only, but it gives the large steam generation part, and it can safely handle the extreme pressure requirements and the extreme load demands also. And we have the superheater attached to it, so superheated steam will be generated and which can be utilized in the steam turbines. The convection currents are more efficient and allowing to startup time is less. Okay. The sum of the examples which is used since long days, Babcock and Wilcox boiler, Foster Wheeler D-type boiler, ESD boiler, that is your external superheater D-type. So these are the famous water tube boilers used for the marine field. Now water tube boiler, fire tube boilers. This consists of a large outer shell filled with the water. Means it's, I have shown you, it's like a tank, and through which the tubes are carrying the hot combustion gases pass, or the flue gases are passing through that, and the generation of steam takes place. Because of the large volume of water in the cell, they have a high thermal flywheel effect. That means if you have the loss of water, you have at least response time. In water tube boiler, the water is inside the tube, so response time is less. So anyway, we will see in the differences. They don't react quickly to the changes, but they provide a very steady reservoir for the heat process. That is there. Scotch marine boiler, Cochrane boiler, composite boiler, packaged boiler. These are the some of the boilers which is being utilized for the marine purpose. Okay, here in this slide, I am going to show you the differences. So basically, we have to go for the 10 differences. So the first column is telling you about the features. Second column is telling you about the water tube boiler, and third column is telling you about the fire tube boiler. So what exactly the difference? It will be very clear to you guys by seeing this table. Okay, so basic design construction. Water flows inside the tubes and hot gases are surrounded them. Okay. Here, hot gases flow inside the tubes and water surrounds them. Next, operating pressure, capable of very high pressures up to 250 bar. Basically, in the marine sector, this is not there. We are utilizing up till 25, especially in the merchant navy part. And this is for the limited for low and medium pressure, so up till 25 bar. But in marine sector, it is maximum 10 12 bar. So 5 bar to 10 12 bar. So this is something which is operating pressure. Third one is the steam generation part. So the rate of steam generation in case of the water tube boiler is high, and because of the large surface area, and here it is the lower rate of the steam generation. Risk of explosion, we have the high risk of explosion in case of the cell explosion in case of the fire tube boiler, but in case of water tube boiler we have the lower risk because the water is inside the tubes. Construction part, the water tube boiler, as the steam demand is high, the pressure is high, so it is complex and difficult to construct. So many things are there, and here in this it is very simple and compact to constructions. Okay. Now in this one you will see the floor space. Floor space requires more floor space for a given output. When we talk about the water tube boiler, it is more floor space requirement. And fire tube boiler, less floor space requirement. Water quality. See, high purity treated water to prevent the scaling. Because in tankers, basically, what happens every day you have to do the boiler water testing and the required chemicals to be added. But in case of the fire tube boiler, you have the tolerance because the large quantity of water, and in the pressure is also not very high, so weekly also you can do it. Load fluctuations, the water tube boiler responds very quickly to the changes in steam demand, but when we talk about the fire tube boiler, the response is slow because of the large volume of the water. Now portability, generally fixed and difficult to transport, but in this case it is mobile and skid mounted, so it is easy. So installation part is easy in case of the fire tube boiler, and water tube boiler it is difficult. Uses, large power plants, heavy industries. If we see about the marine sector, it is tankers, mostly tankers, VLCCs and all, where the COPT requirement. And this is for the small industries, locomotives, marine heating purpose. So also in bulk carriers, in general cargo, and your non-tanker vessels, mostly it is being utilized. Now I am going to describe you about the different types of the boiler which is used on ship and some special design part and the uses in a very quick time. Okay, so this is Cochrane boiler, which is in our syllabus also. A vertical fire tube boiler, and it is very much known for its space saving vertical orientation, so less space it is taking. It utilizes the hemispherical furnace and the horizontal fire tubes. Vertical design keeps it ideal for the smaller engine rooms where the floor space is premium. Okay, so in less engine room capacity also this can be utilized very nicely. It is also known as donkey boiler. It is a very famous word, so any marine engineer will know this one, donkey boiler. And it basically provides the steam for the domestic services like the heating waterways and giving to the galley, as well as for the engine room also. And fuel oil heating is also being utilized for the main engine. Okay, so this is something which is main engine is running or not running, it is being utilized. Now Scotch boiler, Scotch, it is also used largely used for the marine purpose. It is a fire tube boiler and cylindrical horizontal boiler, extremely robust in construction. And design features, it is one or more large furnaces corrugated in structure to give the structural strength, and it is having the series of a small return fire tubes. So this is a Scotch marine boiler. Low and medium capacity auxiliary boiler on ship, utilized basically on bulk carrier, general cargo vessel and all. Okay. Composite boiler. This is the most widely used on, basically you will see on bulk carriers and all. So this is having the hybrid construction. found on motor ships where we have the main engine. So main engine exhaust also we can use, and the input we can use the burner also. So the steam generation is possible for port and for the sailing time also. Two separate heating sections. One section use oil burner, which is in port. Another section use the hot exhaust gases main engine when we are steaming at sea. So it is composite. It is most of the widely preferred choice of the boiler for the bulk carriers and all. So here it is utilized as the waste heat recovery system also. Packaged boiler. Now it is also found because on UMS class vessels you will find on the packaged boiler Albog, Miura. These are the famous manufacturer for that. So automated fire tube boilers, plug and play unit, multi-pass 3, pass 4, pass, basically the horizontal tube structure design. And the hot gases travel back and forth through the tube several times before exiting. Basically, the maximum heat extraction will take place over here. Found on modern automated ships, UMS ships, and these are having the advanced control system and compact footprints. So this is something which is very much utilized for the packaged boiler. So these are basically your fire tube boilers. Now we will go for water tube boilers. It is something which is your Babcock and Wilcox header type boiler. So here, this is the oldest, one of the oldest boiler used for the marine sector. Series of straight tubes, headers, rather than the complex drum arrangements. Drum arrangements you will see on the fire tube boiler. Here you have the headers and the pipelines attached or the tubes attached. They are inclined about 15 degrees, 15-degree inclination angle, basically to promote the natural circulation. So when the water is getting heated up, it is going to circulate and more better heat transfer. So a straight tube design makes the internal inspection and cleaning with mechanical process much easier. So inspection and cleaning is easier. Common on older steam vessels and auxiliary units where the maintenance simplicity is prioritized. Okay. Foster Wheeler D-type boiler. So this is also utilized. These are the water tube boiler used in modern shipping. They have two drums. Mainly in the water tube boiler, now you will see the steam drum is also there on top. Basically, name is a steam drum, but it contains the water and steam both. And bottom side, you have the water drum also, mud drum also it is. So the tubes are curved and arranged in a shape. It looks like a D. So that's why it is called Foster Wheeler D-type boiler. Widely used as the main propulsion boiler for LNG carriers, large steam tankers, steam powered tankers, and its design allow for the larger furnace volume and excellent and efficient combustion. Not only that, the response of the high load demands are also very good. So this is Foster Wheeler D type. ESD, external superheaters, basically for the propulsion system when we are using the turbines. So superheaters are attached. So this is type of the boiler, ESD type, and basically it address the problem of superheaters lagging, building of deposits in that. Superheater is located externally to the main bank of the generating tubes. It keeps the superheater at the lower temperature zone, reducing the corrosion and makes it easier to control the steam temperature. So this is also one of the very much preferred the boiler where you have the large pressure requirements and the superheated steam requirement. So that's why it is called external superheated D-type boiler. Preferred in the vessels where we have a high temperature steam control, and it is basically turbine efficiency increase. So where we have the superheater requirement, superheated steam requirement, we are using this. Now, I hope in this video I have successfully explained the difference between these two and what are the various uses of these boilers, in which type of vessel the water tube and fire tube boilers are being utilized. It is explained to you. So thank you, and I will come up with the other questions, MMD questions, so that you guys will be more benefited. Thank you.